right, guys, welcome to the SEO call. So a couple things that I want to kind of address before we kick off, just so you guys know. For Thursday, the call for Thursday, Sean's still going to be doing a regular call, but there is going to be a webinar later on in the evening. So for Pacific Standard Time, which I think Eric's the only one on here that's Pacific Standard, it's 4 p.m. and Eastern Standard, it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern. That's on Thursday. So it's one to really kind of show up for. He's going to be answering a lot of the questions and going through a presentation on why PPC, why add PPC on top of your organic SEO, things like that. And he's really kind of going to break it down a little bit more. We've been kind of looking at a lot of the stuff there and how taking the organics over to the maps and then adding a little bit more fire with the PPC to speed things up in regards to getting those phones to ring. But anyway, that's going to be a good one. Just know that Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's a webinar separate from the regular call. Okay. And then for today, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be diving into very specific questions I had. I actually reached out. We're working through some things with Ignite, and some things came up that we thought we'd kind of go over on this call. That way it's recorded, see if everybody can take advantage of some of these questions as well. But what I want to do is, after we're done with that, we're going to jump into looking at some rankings for Ohana and VDL as well. Just kind of see, just kind of look at the pulse, see what you guys have been doing, see if you guys have any specific questions in regards to your campaigns and what you're doing on your end. And it's more regarding kind of, these calls are more regarding on the individual tasks that you might have been taking some action, things like that, right? Because our campaigns are running. What I want to know is, like, from these calls that we're doing, what are you guys taking action on? Let's check them out, see if things are obviously kind of being done right, and if we're seeing any movement from them. And then obviously answer any questions from you. And I see Terry just hopped in. Welcome to the call, Terry. Awesome. Great to see you. So I'm glad you hopped in here, Terry. We're going to actually kick off with a couple questions Eric and I were talking about in regards to your website. So what I want to do is pose the question that we had, and it's, again, all around the GBP, Google Business Profile, some things that they're doing. They're kind of taking some action. They're just starting to do some posts. And there's some very specific question that Eric had. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and bring up the actual GBP for Ignite. And we're going to focus on one location. We're going to focus on their current kind of original location for GBP, which was in Carlsbad. So what I'm going to do before I share my screen, I'm going to go ahead and adjust my browser. So I am searching from Carlsbad. There we go. And then I am going to go ahead and search. All right. And one of the things I'm going to have you do, Eric, on your end, do you have access to the back end of your GBP, basically the dashboard?
I do.
All right. So in a little bit, just kind of be prepared. In a little bit, I'll ask for that, but not just yet. We're going to actually look at it just as a user. So I'm going to share my screen now. I have that up. And see here. Perfect. All right. So this is based off of, guys, again, 2 of you guys that are on here are on upper level packages. Terry, right now, they're still working towards that. They have Eric on their team that's doing some of the SEO stuff, but they will be kind of upgrading. But for now, we want to see the actual activity, how they're prepping all this stuff, make sure it's all being done right, and then any type of tips that we might be looking at. So first of all, what we're going to look at, here we go. Here's the GBP here on the sidebar. I do not have access to this one, obviously, because it's not an upper level one, which is perfect. We get to see it without us having any access, any contribution to what's going on here. This is all them. So first things first, this is a geographic location. Or I'm sorry, a regional type location. So there is no pin, as you guys can see. There's actually a region, right? So what we wanted to do here is, first of all, kind of click on it so you guys kind of see where Google's kind of looking at this. So it is a little bit of a broad area. It goes all the way to Anaheim. So this is all kind of controlled by the area locations that you guys kind of manage on the back end. So one of the things Terry and Eric probably need to do, recommendation, right? That is just up to you guys if you want to. But since you are targeting Carlsbad, because that's going to be the kind of the main location, and this is kind of a big location, you might want to go back to the list of cities that you guys kind of placed on the back end and gear it towards the San Diego County, right? Obviously, you're going to have Carlsbad in there, but you might want to kind of lower that down a little bit more to San Diego County. That way, the region is covering this area only. It's a lot smaller, right? What I've been talking to Eric a little bit about with his questions is, all right, once we do that and we kind of lower kind of our footprint on where we're focusing at, then what, right? Where we go from there? So they started doing some posts. So let's go ahead and check out some of these posts. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, make sure everything is good to go. Yep. So the posts are going to be up here. We're going to click on these, just make sure. So you said you did a couple of them. I can already see them here. Let's go ahead and look at these. So we'll start with the latest one. So it looks like this one does 5 hours ago. This is it, right, Eric? This is the one you guys, boom. So you guys can see they already have some action on. They look really good. I love these. If you guys look at them, take a couple tips here. These are actually really good. So good job on that. You got the logo. You have kind of the logo on there. You have the name. I like how he kind of reiterated the name down here. This is perfect. And then you have the address. So what they're trying to do, and this is something that I specifically talked to Eric, it's like you have to kind of pick. I know you guys are regional, but we're going to pick Carlsbad, right? Because we need somewhere to focus. And so we picked Carlsbad. So all his stuff will have Carlsbad here in the next couple months is probably where we're going to really nail things down. And then it has the phone number, so the geolocation. So quick question, before I go any further, I got a question for Terry. I think this is more of a Terry question. Terry, is this one, what address? Is this a home, a condo? What is this here? Terry, I don't know if you kind of got that question.
I believe I used the address that was listed on his website.
Gotcha.
But I'm not exactly sure what address.
Sorry, he's on another call. All right, I'll ask you, Eric.
Yeah, well, I mean, I basically pulled the information that he had on his website. So if he needed something different, he would actually have to relay that to me.
Yeah, no. The only reason I asked, and the reason I was kind of posing it to Terry is, why are we hiding it, right? And that's okay if there. I just wanted kind of a reason, right? Because he might say, well, it's an actual office, or it's an office at a house or something. Then the question would be, could we make that public? Because all you have to do is switch it on the back end. But if it's something we can't make public, because you are in a way making it public by putting it on the graphic. So at the end of the day, it's one of those things that's like, hey, if he's okay with actually putting it public, then we get our pin, right? And we don't have to do this regional portion, which is fine. I just want to see what our strategy. Oh my God, I can't even say it. Strategic plan is going to be around that. So you can ask him, because I know I can see he's on another call, so we won't bother him. So figure that out. We'll go with regional. We'll stick with that. Say he can't show it. I'm glad he's okay with you putting it on here, because then we can use that address for your citations. Okay, because I have had clients with that situation when they're like, hey, I just don't want it on my GBP, right? I just don't want it on there for whatever reason. But I know citations are a little more hidden, right? They're more for SEO. Some of them, that they don't get a lot of traffic, but it's great to get the links. So I'm okay with the address. So you can do that. And even on top of that, you can use it for your posts here, your images here. So I think he's back. Terry, are you back with us?
Yeah, sorry, my stagers were calling.
No worries, man. We just have a quick question, because this is going to affect what direction we take these next kind of answers for you.
Okay.
So this address, where is this an address we can make public, or is this an address that just?
Yeah, that's the PO box or the UPS office.
Got it. So that's what I needed to know. So Eric, just so you know, and for everybody else, you cannot use a PO box, right? So you can still use it for your images. So keep using it for your images. Okay. What you can't do is have a pin. So that's fine. So what I do want to tell you, Eric, is that you can use this address as a PO box on your citations. So previous videos that I've done to create links, some of these citations might ask you to, add an address, add this address, your Carlsbad. So at
Okay.
least now, actually, that's a really good strategy since you can't use it publicly on GBP because they just won't let you. You can still use it for your citations. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and keep going. So keep making them like this with this address, even though it's a PO box. All right, next thing is, so what you want to be doing is right now you're redirecting here to the home page, and that's good. And I believe I'm just going to actually, I'll have you tell me so I don't have to click and go to it. Well, I'll click it anyway.
So it's redirecting to their city page that we're
Boom.
focusing on right now.
Awesome.
Carlsbad.
So
Yeah.
that's exactly what you want to be doing. So what we're going to be kind of looking at here is just make sure that those posts are done properly, and that's perfect. You did everything correct. So now the other thing that we want to jump to, I'm not going to waste too much time with this because this can be optimized however you want. One of the things that that you can do is rewrite this as you can rewrite it yourself. There's a couple AI platforms. I'll let you guys do that's a whole nother conversation. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole there, but there's some AI platforms that you can utilize to rewrite these real quickly. But this is done correctly. This is going to the home page, and this is going to the location page. So excellent. So what is Eric going to do? The big question is like, well, we want to continue to tackle Carlsbad. So how can I continue to create basically content for Carlsbad without sounding kind of repetitive, right? So what I'm going to recommend here for Eric to make it really easy on him is I'm going to look at a couple more of these location.
I have been changing them, and I do use like an AI platform to find new content. But in this case, I didn't really need to. I just rewrote it differently.
Perfect. And these are more we buy houses, right? You haven't gone Avatar, or have you gone Avatar? I'm just kind of
No, I haven't specifically picked like a target group yet.
Perfect. So either Avatar or target audience. Basically, what we're getting at is one of your kind of like in this case, I already know what it is. What they're trying to do, it's probate, right? Very similar to Ohana, what they're trying to do with probate. So what is Eric going to do to really kind of come up with, now that he's got the foundational piece, the we buy houses type post, now he's ready to start using, his links are still going to stay the same. Now, there is a caveat to that. If he creates a blog post, he can essentially use one of these. One of them should still be going to the location page, but the other one, maybe the one that goes to the homepage, might go to a Carlsbad related blog post if one exists, right? If not, you stick to your guns right here and you continue kind of building them this way, right? So this is one, Eric, that you would now utilize something like Answer the Public, right? That platform, answerthepublic.com.
For keywords?
Yeah, where you get that big map and basically start doing posts around all the different questions on probate, right? I've done some past videos as well with people also ask, but it's the exact same thing or very similar to the Answer the Public platform or website that gives you those questions. So from there, you're going to start kind of creating this type of content. And then creating your links. Now, if you have a blog post that relates to some of these probate ones, then you would redirect them there. Now, that's the post. So I'm going to kind of break this down for everybody, kind of if you're looking at this, how you would actually do this, even if you're going to do it on your own. So what he's doing is creating the post and then creating those backlinks, right? Now, the next portion, now that he's going to have a lot of content that he can work with, currently, if I'm correct, you're doing 2 or 3 per week post.
I probably should be doing more, but I'm only doing a post on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should be doing more.
That's 100% fine to get the ball rolling. So if Eric and Terry wanted to really move the needle, and keep in mind, guys, they are foundations, and that's important to keep in mind because they're not relying on link building. They're relying on activity, right? So it's, you look at the pie, they're only working off of one piece of the pie, which is fine. They can still get some results, but they got to go heavy on one of those. So for a lot of you guys that are on Accelerator, Dominator, you guys are getting very, very heavy on the link side. We established that back end, but there's a lot of work. There's a whole process there that's a little complex to explain here. for that way, that's why for foundational type people, and also for those of you that want to kind of go write your own post as well, this is kind of a good one. So what I'm going to recommend for Terry and Eric here is that once they kind of go to the Answer the Public platform, they got all these topics, they're going to go basically all in. So what I would really like to see is at least, and this says at a minimum, once a day, right? And obviously weekends, if you want to do 5, once a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, then cool. This at this point does not, I'm not worried. If you notice, I'm not worried about what time they're posting. I'm not worried about if they're posting them all at the same time. I'm just looking for activity. And that's one of the things that I wanted to make very clear to Terry and Eric, that at this point, we're only worried about moving the needle a little bit and getting activity on that profile. Later, once you have some activity and you got some data coming through, then you start kind of looking at kind of optimizing and now shooting for, certain times a day and things like that. But for now, to really move the needle, you have to have activity. So I would recommend to boost that up to at least 5 times a day to get things rolling. And that will allow you, because each post is going to have probably 2 links. So again, you're creating your own backlinks, but you're creating activity. Okay. And then the other thing that can be of help for you guys to kind of move the needle is going to be Terry going out to the projects and just taking random images of different parts of the project, whether they're under construction or whatnot. You don't even have to have a post for that. Just, and this is, I think, more for Eric, just upload them to the photos area. As long as they have something to do with construction, right? And his rehabs. That way there's something on there going on. Question for Terry. Terry, do you have branded like t-shirts, anything like that you wear on site for the projects?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Okay.
I might be able to create a graphic and superimpose a logo on it if that's the case, if that's what you need.
Yes, let's do that. If you're able to do that, if Terry, you take, a selfie or something, someone takes it, just make sure we can read the shirt, a plain shirt. Eric can probably superimpose a logo on there, and we'll start posting those just in the photos, and you'll be fine. Again,
I can get some made too. That's no big deal.
Yep, that's fine. So that's number 2, right? And I'm taking, this is nothing new. Everybody's kind of heard this, but we're kind of going through an actual strategy now, like an actual one that you guys will put into play and then show us in a couple weeks, see how things are going, right? So now you have posts, you have photos, and then the other one you want to do, Eric, that you want to really play heavily on is going to be, let me go back, actually closed it out on accident.
I did create a profile picture. I know you mentioned that's important, so I created that one there.
This one?
Yeah.
Cool. So you might want to look at this because you can see it, right? It kind of
the dimensions are off slightly.
Yeah, it's fine. But you're a graphic designer. I know your skill set, so you can probably go back in there.
I can fix it. Yeah.
Create it and then boom, put it a little higher just to.
What would be the exact size that would be needed to fit that, to fill it?
I have the exact size. I have to look for it for you, man.
Okay.
I do have it though. So if you need that, I can get that for you. And I would even encourage you to put this information right smack in the middle.
Okay.
There's a note, even if you crop it exactly how Google's asking for, but then put it right in the middle. That way there's no miss.
Okay.
That makes sense. Cool. So let's keep moving here. The next thing that I'm going to have you guys kind of work on as well is going to be, I wonder if it shows it to me right here. Might have to go one step further back. There it is on search. So I had to go all the way back on search here. So if you scroll down, here it is, question answer. I want you guys to play heavily on here. And this has to be ask the questions using a private, what is it? A personal Gmail, not the business Gmail. So it doesn't matter whose it is. What we found here is that we've tested it with, like, say it was top results or, REI toolbox. And I did it with my personal one, even though Google knows that I'm connected. We haven't seen effects. We've done it with other clients, campaigns, and we haven't seen effects. So Terry, if you were to go in there, or Eric, if you were going there, if you guys create a fake email and you do that using that email, you do want a little bit of variation just to protect yourself on, who's asking these. But this is what it is. This person would be logged in, right? This is a process. They'd be logged into their email. Right now I'm Roger at Top Results. and they put your company name, and they'll see this on the sidebar. They'll come here and just ask a question, and you can literally give them the question, and it could be anything in regards to what you do. Since you guys are really focusing on probate, maybe there's a couple probate questions that you found during your research. It can be even just random stuff. What exactly do you guys do? You guys buy houses, whatever. And then what you're going to do, Eric and Terry, you go on the back end of your profile and answer them. Okay. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Even the grammar can be all, off if you want. This again is just activity. And what I would recommend here is that you guys do at least 5 per month. This is a little less. And again, if you can do more, do more. But I'm going to give it, if you just had 5 per month, so, you kind of mess around once a week, you do one of these, then you're good, right? You're moving the needle here with the activity. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And Terry, I just put my personal email in chat for everybody. And if you want to send me a request for a review, I'll do one off of my personal.
Perfect.
Okay? Then
Nice.
we can flip.
Nice.
Okay?
Yeah.
Sounds good, Sal. Thanks.
Yeah. I said earlier in the year, we saw a lot of effects, but we're not seeing it anymore. We're seeing a lot of the stuff. We've been doing it live actually, and things are working. So we'll continue to do that. So thanks, Sal, for volunteering there. I would
Marie, there we go.
reciprocate.
Got yours, Marie. Got it.
I think I just did one for you guys. I'm pretty sure Chris sent it to me.
Yeah,
cool.
Chris did
Thank you.
send something out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because
Help each other out.
that was my next item for these guys is reviews. Look at what you got, and you guys are in the San Diego County kind of market all the way into LA. We're going to leave LA out of this. We're going to kind of narrow our concentration down a lot for San Diego County. So you have to get on those reviews. That all this work that I'm giving you is not going to matter if you don't get on those reviews. At least and right now I'm really pushing everybody to get to your first 20, right? It's like, and then we'll figure things out from there. But there's way too many people doing the strategy now, and we need reviews. Reviews are where we're going to really kind of shine. And then we're going to be put against the people that are actually doing the post and all the everything. Then we have to outwork them there. But if I start you now, and you guys do this work and you start getting reviews, slowly but surely, eventually everything will catch up and we'll be able to compete.
I'm up to $25 Starbucks gift card for all my buyers that have purchased homes. Nobody wants to do them.
That's good.
Get creative. Do not post it online. You can get creative privately, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not post it on social media. Do not do that because it all we have seen that we've run those tests, not with us, with other agencies. We've looked at kind of the tests, and believe it or not, people have gone and done what are they called? Kind of like giveaways and things like that on social media, on their website, and then they post the winners and they get a bunch. We're talking about 50 to 100 reviews, right? And it's like, that's what we're doing. And what happens is they get reported, all those go away. They literally disappear from one day to another. So what you want to do is, I highly encourage you to do something like that, but just don't put it online. That's all.
Yep.
And it should be fine. So that's where we're at right now with Ignite. So I'm going to stop here. That was an entire strategy, super simple, nothing new that we haven't talked about. But if you guys follow that and you stay consistent, there is no reason you can't move the needle over there in the San Diego market. And then just so you know, Terry, what's the difference if you upgrade from foundations up to say accelerator? I think you guys were thinking about kind of going once you got a couple of these projects sold. What's going to happen is we're going to come behind all this work that you and Eric are doing, and we're just going to build an entire link building portfolio for you. Obviously we're going to add to what they're posting, not too much. You guys are going to probably have it nice, the foundation done, but we're then going to add all the backlinks, which are the votes, right? Then Google, when kind of looks at it, then it's going to look, oh, all these external sites are actually linking back to your site, not just you linking to yourself. That's basically what we're doing. It's going to look at all these extra backlinks, which is huge. And at that level, we're creating hundreds of those for you through press releases, through guest posts, through all this other stuff that we do. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. So what I want
Thanks,
to,
Roger.
yeah, no worries, man. Or any open to you guys just real quick before I bounce to another brand. Any questions on that strategy?
Yeah, we use this, we use that strategy, Roger, and we got 4 more reviews this past 2 weeks. So we're moving up.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and change gears here in regards to brands, and we are going to go to Ohana and look at a couple things there. And I know while I was talking, I did see you pop in there, Marie. I did see you. And we got your stuff almost ready to go. So we'll be talking about you here pretty soon. So excited about that one because I know that one's a dominator. There's a lot going on for set up for that. So that should be a fun one.
Me and Jake are both available tomorrow. So if you want to get on a call,
we're pretty much ready to show. Yeah. So
Okay.
I think Max was dialing things in, but yeah, I'll reach out to you, and if that makes sense for you, then we can do that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and switch gears here. I'm going to change up my browser real quick, and I am going to do HANA Legacy. I'm going to bring this over here. Just give me 1 second to bring up their stuff. All right, so let me go ahead and make my screen a little bigger. All right, and what I want to focus on here, because we're going to be looking at some GBP. Looks like Sal and Chris over there have been getting some new reviews, so we want to see how things are going. They've had some stubborn ranking keywords in their market, so we're continuously kind of checking, see what's going on. But we're going to look at this live. I know they're doing a lot of stuff on their end as well, so I want to see where we're at. So Katie is. The reason we're looking at Katie, because that's where their GBP is kind of based out of, right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take Katie here, Texas, change my browser. Should take just about a sec here. All right, get rid of Ignite. And my browser should be changed up. Let's see here. Yep, Katie, boom. All right, so our next thing is open. I'm going to leave that open there. Legacy properties. There we go. We got Sal, we got Chris. All right. And Sal, so now you're up to 8. Is that correct? Is that basically you guys got a couple extra ones?
Right.
So a real quick one that I'm going to respond. And this is for everybody. Sal, have you guys responded to those reviews?
I think for most of them we have.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
So that's huge, guys. You're getting those reviews, respond to them. Okay, respond to them. That gives you another kind of activity in regards to being a company that's still live, that's still working, right? So definitely respond to those. So we're gonna look at this. I just want to kind of browse through what's going on with them, just make sure everything is good to go. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to look at some Katie keywords and see how we're doing. Let's see here. See if it does it just with the near me. I do a lot of searches on this browser, so sometimes it still gives me Maryland stuff or just stuff on my side of the world. See here. All right, so we got the ads. We got a couple of them. Buyers. All right, so we're not on this. It didn't give me anything with the cash buyers near me. Let's add Katie. Hey, Sal, have you guys been doing any posts on your end at all, like your own stuff? And that's
Yes,
okay
we
if you
have.
haven't, but
Yeah.
okay. There we go. So see how I added the kind of like a more geo kind of targeted kind of keyword with the word of the city here. And we got a little bit of a difference. What we want to work towards is we start there with what we call the long tail keywords, right? This, those have searched obviously. But as you get shorter, the shorter keywords, they get a little more competitive, but it's good. Eventually we want to kind of rank for all that. So right now, cash buyers, Katie, near me. And then we got the ads, and then we have Ohana Lake. You see here, just kind of scraping at the ankles. We're trying to kind of get into the 3-pack. So if I go to the front here and I do the search again, just so I have a fresh search, should have the maps here. So this is where we're fighting to get Ohana in. I think right now we're still in position 4 or 5 actually. Let me see here.
Is there any advantage in putting in cash buyers in Houston, because that is the bigger market?
Well, right now it's the cash buyers in Houston. There, actually, let me get rid of the near me and just run this real quick. It's kind of the same.
Boom. We get nailed.
Because getting farther away from your.
Yeah.
And you guys can see kind of the some of these, and everybody has a little bit of a different strategy, right? But when we get into the organic, some of these have like 7. You guys just got a couple more, right? So you're starting to kind of get in there. And then we have this guy at the number 1. Probably, I'm not sure on their activity, but they got 41. It's like some of these are just kind of crazy on the amounts of stuff. So we're trying to kind of build that activity around it. We're going to try Houston just real quick, just to see where we stand. Houston, Texas. So it kind of broadens everything up a little bit more. We're going to see where we are.
Can we just get rid of these people?
I wish.
Damn.
Temporarily close. So these guys were up there.
What do you mean get rid of them? You're gonna call the Italian family?
I might. I'll make them an offer they can't refuse. Won't be cash.
Yeah.
Just don't bury them in Lake Mead, because they're finding all the bodies in Lake Mead as the water levels go down. So be careful.
I didn't leave my business card with them. I heard about those cars. Yeah, we don't even show up.
No, for Houston, it's still.
We get our butts kicked with everything we're doing.
And you can see that this has pages of competitors in the Houston market.
It's very depressing.
So yeah, you can see kind of what's going on here. So this one right here. So within this kind of campaign, this is a tough one. This is a tough one that just kind of has to, and unfortunately, that's kind of SEO and how this all works. Some markets, and you can't, unfortunately, you get your foot off the gas and the new guys behind you catch up. So everything that you're doing is kind of there. So sometimes it's like, you got to keep that faith and got to keep going. What is it? 3 feet from gold. So that's kind of one of those things in the Houston market it's gonna, we got to keep kicking. We got to keep kicking.
Well, one of the things, I mean, we're not the only ones that are in a very competitive market, that are clients. Maybe that's something we can talk about, is what can we do special or unique that would kind of shake the bushes a little bit. It's just something for a future call.
Yeah, I got a quick one for you. One of the ones that we can do, we can pick, and this is more kind of internal, right? Little gray hat. We can pick maybe 5 keywords, and maybe I come up with those 5 keywords. That way there's not a ton of them. I come up with about 5 keywords. You get a pool of people in your market, unless there's people here that are in Texas physically. We get people that are in your area, friends, family, whatever. And then we have them kind of click, do the search, find your profile and click on it just like this. Bam.
Okay, gotcha.
And all they have to do is just kind of browse around. This works well. And this is more getting creative with stubborn rankings like your situation right now. But this has to happen like we give them a little bit of a schedule. I know it's kind of hard, right? But it's like we give them a little bit of schedule. Say, this, once a week, you'll go to it like 5 times, right? It doesn't
Okay,
matter where.
we can do that. That'd be good.
That is
Okay.
easy because that's basically what it is right now. We're driving kind of all this activity and we're looking for the traffic to ping the site, right? But that we have to wait for the traffic. So if we actually beat it to the punch and you get traffic coming there, and the thing is, it's artificially created, but it's real, right? It's from real IP addresses, from unique phones and computers, and that will move the needle a little faster. And that can actually work for someone like Terry and Eric, where you have none of those links. It's just real activity, because all this stuff that we're doing, we're trying to get to the point where we get where the traffic is at. Then the traffic starts coming, and that's where Google starts making different types of algorithm choices or decisions based on how people are sticking to the site and things like that. So for you right now, Sal, if you wanted kind of another thing that you guys could be doing is exactly that, artificially creating.
So sorry. Now, would it help me and other people if not only the 5 keywords, because right now we're looking at cash buyers. What about people like landlords or probate sellers, or something like that? Would that change the framework a little bit, or do we?
Oh yeah, every word that, even if I take away the "in," just so you guys know, just by doing that, that's a fresh search in Google's eyes. Any change. So for you guys, like I just kind of chose cash buyers. I mean, we could have done.
Yeah, I'm just thinking,
I'm actually going to go back and just do this one. Yeah. Just, I mean, there's that's why I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back, and this one already kind of look a little better. But I can go back and kind of give you, let's focus, because if we give them too many keywords, then it dilutes the effort. That's why I would rather even do 3 to 5, right?
Okay, gotcha. No, I understand. I just want to see if there was, if it, playing off the avatar, would that make a difference if we put that in the search?
Probate
houses, I don't know, probate home. Yeah.
Just,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Hey.
So that right there, look at that.
Yeah.
They're in the 3-pack already for very specific probate.
Okay, so that's good to know, and maybe that helps us when we do something like probate home buyers Houston. Maybe we're pinging a little better there with that. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, because right now I'm going after the big dogs, right? The big keywords that I'm putting in there, because that's where we're trying to focus a lot of the traffic. But to your point, all the extra activity that we're doing for specific, since we're still building a ton of links on the back end and post, your keywords will rank, and that's why I didn't have that on my list. But I want both those efforts. That's good.
So that really hurt, Terry.
Terry,
for you, that might work too. Is instead of saying cash buy, you put probate houses. I mean, yeah, we're going to be a little lower on this because of all the competition, but we should show up in the first 10 pages at least.
Yeah. So I'm kind of surprised for the probate. There is a ton for Houston. Got a lot of competition there.
Yep.
So that's what we'll do, Sal. Because we'll kind of narrow that list down to very specific. I know that way we win. I'm going to do a little bit more search on the keywords now that we've been doing the conversations around probate, because there's content out there now on probate on your site. There's been a lot of activity. I wouldn't doubt that multiple versions of the probate keyword is now ranking, like in multiple versions of that.
I mean, if it works,
I'll do that.
If it works here, it's going to work for everybody else, because I'm sure everybody has something with probate in their. Yeah,
because the hardest ones are going to be the cash buy, just the general ones, right? Cash buyers, home buyers, all that stuff's going to be competitive.
Well, the competition is in the foreclosures and the pre-foreclosures and the cash buying. But in probate or other things, there's not as much. It's still competitive, but
Right. All right. So I think we got a good strategy. I think the next steps for us, Sal, is going to be let's get 5 keywords, just general keywords that have some traffic that we like, and then have you kind of put together a team, and then every week you just have them ping, and that's basically the task, right? They'll put in a keyword, they'll get the 3-pack. They'll obviously they won't see your company there. They'll learn, more companies or whatever, more business. I forget what it says.
well, maybe a lot of it is when you go to our website and you go to Houston, which is the big city, the main page has a probate lead magnet. So and we're getting a couple of hits on that over the past 10 days since we put it in there. So that might be where some of that movement might be.
Yep. Yeah, because that should be pretty good for you. All right, so that's going to be kind of something unique, right? Something a little different that can be happening for your campaign is artificial traffic. We'll stick with that. I want to go ahead and move. We got a couple more minutes. I want to go ahead and get Victor involved here since he's on here as well. So let's kind of look at a couple things for Victor and see what we got. All right, so let me go ahead and get rid of a couple of these tabs. Victor, are you still with us? Yeah, you're still
yes, I'm here.
I was kind of checking to see on my other screen if you're still there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and update my browser. Kissimmee, Florida. All right, so take this. All right, we're good. All right, I already got Victor's website here, and we're gonna go location. All right, so what we want to do now that we're here, BDL Homes, we're going to do the search. BDL Homes. All right, so Victor, right out of the gate, right? Reviews. We got to get on some of those reviews and leverage what happened here. Reach out to some of the people on this call. That gives you 1, 2, 3, 3 reviews right out of the gate. Just reciprocate with your
Hey, I
personal
just
email.
left one.
For him?
Yes.
Oh,
It
he's
probably
got a
doesn't
half a
show up
day.
yet.
That's the one you got right there. So what you want to do, Victor, is make sure to reply to him.
Thank you,
okay?
Marie. Yeah, I did send a few emails out to you guys.
Yep,
So
got it.
definitely email me your link so I can review you guys as well.
Awesome. So we're good here. So what we want to do with Victor, because he actually has a physical address here. So I want to check a couple things here. So boom, Kissimmee, Florida. Good. This is great news for Victor because this eventually will be gone. So there's going to be an opportunity for somebody. It could be a competitor, it could be Victor, right? We want it to be Victor, but this is already good. The sidebar is having some issues, which means we might actually not have a 3-pack. All right, so let's do home buyers. Home buyers, Florida should fire off. All right, boom. So we just started kind of building some things out for Victor. So let me.
Roger, while you're looking at that, I have a
Yeah,
question
go for
for reviews. Do you recommend that like there's any specific messaging or anything in the reviews that we should be saying? Like I did happen to know that Victor was in Kissimmee. So I said, Victor's a great agent or investor to work with in Kissimmee, Florida. blah, blah, especially if you're out of state investor like myself. So like, are there any key terms that we should be actually writing in the review?
Yes.
Good question.
That makes a
Good
difference.
question.
Yes, it actually makes a huge difference. So what you want to do and coach people that are leaving reviews, if they allow you to, is a service, right? Stick with the service, kind of like what you just said. Marie is perfect because you kind of mentioned Victor's name. So a couple things, his name, his company name, and whatever service he helped you with. That's excellent. And then for a lot of you guys, maybe you're not doing deals with each other, right? Because you guys are all investors. Maybe you're just leaving a courtesy review. It could write it like consulting, like they gave you some kind of consulting. It's like, hey, these guys, I was able to talk to them. I got some great information. That's legit, right? Could have been through a mastermind or just kind of conversation. They called you, you gave them that. So that's another way. And that's as well for other people that you might know. They don't have to lie about, hey, they sold me I bought their foreclosed house or something. You can say, hey, I had some questions about foreclosure, and Victor was a great resource, local resource, gave me exactly what I was looking for because I'm an out-of-town investor. That's legit. So that's a great way to keep things real.
That sounds good. That's a good question. Good response.
Oh, love it.
All right, let's see here. What else we got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to just writing my own review and just being like, hey, guys, copy and paste this for me.
That's the best way to do it, Marie.
This is what I want you to say.
And that way you have a list of stuff that's getting put out there and you control the conversation.
Okay.
There, this should pop. Yeah. So we got Yeah, Victor, I'll look at a couple things because there's freaking so many keywords right now. I'm just kind of off. I'm going with kind of big keywords.
Yeah.
Big popular. So I got to
What's gonna
kind of
help
look
you
at
find me? I'm over in the Four Corners area, Roger.
What's
So
that?
I'm over in the Four Corners area on the left-hand side. So there's no
over there.
there's no tab or button for my business there right now.
Oh, gotcha. So you're kind of
I'm
up here somewhere?
No, a little bit down to the right.
Right
says
under
four-
We Buy Junk Cars.
Yeah, there you go. It says Four Corners.
Oh, right here, right here. You're right
Yes.
here. Okay. Awesome. So what I'm gonna have I'm gonna have us do, because there's your stuff is already right. I got to look at the keyword list, but we got to kind of start kind of dialing things in now because we have some things already happening for you. So we got to start kind of seeing where things are at, where we got to build some different types of links. Because once we get it to a certain point, then we start kind of tackling something like this. I was just kind of seeing if I were to get lucky here, already ranking for some big keywords. But okay, so you're right here in this area.
Correct.
Victor,
All right.
when I get done with my guys in Houston, I'll send them down to you.
Yes.
Right on. So I'll go ahead and unshare real quick, guys. We're getting close to the hour here, but I want to open it up to the group here. That was a smaller group, but I want to see if there was any questions, because I think we talked about an entire strategy that all you guys are an accelerated dominator are good. You've heard this before. I think Terry and Eric will apply this. And then for those of you that are looking for extra things to kind of outside the box that you can be doing, the artificial traffic from people in your market that you control. So that's going to be another huge one. I think since you guys are on here, I mean, we can look at a couple, like 5 for you, Sal, and then Victor, if you're interested, you think you have kind of some friends, family that are willing to do something like that. I can give you a couple different keywords where we see you kind of like in position. What I'm looking for is where we're in like position 4, 5, 6. We're like right there. We want to push it to the 3-pack. Those are the ones we want to work to. We don't want to waste too much time at this point with stuff that's stuck on like page 3 or something like that, right?
Oh, are you gonna send us those?
Yeah, I can send that
5 keywords.
stuff
Okay,
over.
that'd be great.
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of look.
I think
through the search.
I like this format. I like this format where you kind of picked everybody's account and you kind of did a little bit with everybody. So no one gets left, no one feels like they're left out, but at the same time, we all got a little bit. And as you helped someone else, I have a couple of notes of bullet points that I picked up too. So that works out good.
Yeah, I think at this point, because it's usually this group, right? It's pretty consistent. So what I was talking to Sean about was like, because there's so much before we kind of get into other stuff, there's so much you can do before it starts becoming, it just needs to be applied and it needs to be consistent. So what I'm looking for is a little more strategy behind kind of like exactly like I kind of wish I would have known for sure. I should have known that you guys were going to be on here, right? I would have already had, keywords ready that we were going to work towards. But I think in the future, I might kind of pick people that are kind of consistently on here. That way, if other people join, they can watch what we're doing. Because at a certain point, this is where I think you guys are going to take the most value. Us actually taking action on here or giving you some tasks that then we can talk about in the next call. So that's kind of where we're probably going to be moving towards on this. It's going to be Q&A, but I don't want to keep it so loose that I don't have value. Like right now, I have to kind of look at my keyword list. So I want to come to the table with something. So I'll probably reach out to some of you guys next week. If you're going to be on, I'll be
quick follow-up question, Roger.
Sure.
At the beginning, when you were working with Terry and his account, you mentioned something to Eric about posting on GMB twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when you say post, you mean literally go on to the GMB and post like a question or post a picture, or is there something specific?
An actual GMB post with like an image and content.
Okay.
So that's an actual here. I'll kind of show you an example just so you see here. I'm going to share my screen just a bit. Just give me 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the post. So here's the profile, and then here are the posts. These ones right here.
Okay, I got you.
I open it. And then when you go on the back end, Sal, and you're inside your Google Business profile, just go to post. So that's what it's called, post.
Okay.
And it'll give you a bunch of options. If you want the update, the one where you're going to give your visitors an update, and it allows you to. What's your update? Well, it's just information. It could be, a summary of a blog that we just posted, right? So it's an image and then a little bit of information, and then it gives you the option to create a call to action. So there's different ways you can create call to action. Sometimes they give you like the option to do a phone number, whatever. I always recommend the learn more, because the learn more allows you to put a link, and that's what we're trying to do. And this whole strategy is build your own links.
Like we had your team do a blog on how to get ready for hurricane season, because we're hitting hurricane season down here, and it's a whole blog, but maybe we could put something like that on here.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's a variation. You take that blog, a quick 1-paragraph summary, and then you put the link to the blog, and you create your own backlink from there. But it also gives you activity on here. So above what we're doing, if you guys did that, boom, you got something extra. That makes sense?
Yep.
I can actually give you guys there's 1 minute left. So let me give you one more since we're in the post. So there's an option where you can put events. People aren't using events enough. When you do a post, one of the options is an event. So look at your community. If there's anything coming up, find an angle. If there's a fair, county fair coming up, if there's a festival, we're hitting the summertime, there's going to be a lot of different things going on in you guys' community. You can post about it. That's local news, right? That you're a local company putting out information about that. And if you happen to sponsor something that's out there, even better. But don't worry about that. That's kind of like the advanced portion. If you were just to post about something coming up in your community, just because you're a local company, you want to let people know, boom, you just added more activity to your profile. Good.
Yep.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here.